Welcome back. So we're going to be looking at now the interviewing techniques. We talked about the observing techniques, and these can kind of be done hand in hand. It's not like you can only observe or only interview. You can actually do both, right? So the first thing you want to do when you're interviewing individuals, you can be looking at individuals within, like again, inside your coffee shop, or just people on the street, right? Or in fact, I'd recommend that you do both. Your customers, customers of your rival, and then just kind of the general public, right? But you figure out what your target in that domain is, right? So how do I make my own customer experience better? Plus, how do I steal customers from the other coffee shops? Plus, what about these people on the street? Now look at your own coffee shop first, like exactly what are you doing well? So again, maybe you get all young people, but you don't get any older people. So maybe between the people on the street and the people in the other coffee shops, you focus on interviewing older people, right? You want to try to target that demographic that you don't have yet. Nothing wrong with targeting the demographics that you've already got. They can help reinforce assumptions and be instructive as well, how to maintain or retain your current customers. That's very valuable. But you may, again, your time is limited as an entrepreneur. Use it the most efficient way possible. So I always say focus on the people that you're trying to attract. And that's what we mean by derive a list of target individuals. I want to focus on working professionals a little bit older within like a 5-mile radius of my coffee shop. Okay? Figure out what you want to get out of the interview. Am I trying to acquire new customers? Am I trying to test some assumptions? Like maybe I think this is a good product or this is a good service or a good way of running my coffee shop and I need to see if that'll work or not. Testing assumptions. Determining preferences. Asking those questions. Hey, what do you like the most about a coffee shop? What is it that you want? What would I have to do as the owner to get your business? Okay? And you notice I'm asking very open-ended questions. Those are really good interview questions. They're really open-ended ones. Now, of course, you want to compose a short intro to your interview when you meet somebody, right? 4 or 5 sentences is usually enough. Do you have to read off of it word for word? No. Hey, my name is Dr. D. I've got this coffee shop on 8th and Grand. I'm trying to attract some new customers, and I was wondering if I could just ask you like 5 or 6 questions. I promise there's no catch. This isn't a scam. I've just got some really basic questions I'd like to ask you because I'm trying to determine what my customers actually want. And most people will stop and talk to you. They may want to walk and talk. That's fine. But that's the time to ask them. Of course, you've also got your existing customers. If they're in there, you can kind of chat with them a little bit. You can do that kind of informally, right? You can get some questions. Again, asking questions, general questions about the industry. Like, what do you like the most about coffee shops here in Los Angeles? What does it take to get you to buy a cup of coffee? Okay? Or go to a coffee shop? What really frustrates you about going to a coffee shop? Take all that stuff down. Again, don't be judgmental. Write down everything they say. If you need to clarify, like get some clarifying questions, that's fine. Now, when you say that you don't like bad coffee, like what is it that makes coffee bad for you? And that's where we go into this peeling the onion thing, right? You say you don't like bad coffee. Well, what makes a bad cup of coffee? Oh, it's cold. Oh, the coffee beans are burned. Oh, you can kind of inquire in that. Now, you say you don't like bad service. What is it about service that could make it bad for you? Oh, you don't like a rude barista. You like prompt service. Then you start peeling that onion. Okay? You say, what does it take to get you in a coffee shop? Well, I just want a good cup of coffee. What makes a good cup of coffee? I want something that's inexpensive in terms of coffee. Okay, fine. How much would you be willing to pay for a cup of coffee? And you can, again, ask those questions. It's very much a conversation. These are not like formal interviews like I'm the boss and, I'm spitting it straight down your throat. No, this is very much a, kind of a relaxed, informal kind of conversation. So that's what we mean by peeling the onion. Don't feel like you've got a list of 7 questions and that's all you can ask. Ask very open-ended questions, take lots of notes. You may wish to bring a recorder. Always ask permission from somebody if you can record them. Now, at some stage, you can record people without their knowledge, and that's legal, but it's not respectful, right? Some states, it's actually illegal to record people without their permission, but it's not respectful. Now, always writing things down, that's always going to be okay, but if you think you need to record, just ask them. Is this okay if I just record your answers? It's just let them know that it's not for anything, law-related or the media or whatever. It's just talking about coffee. And try to get some basic biographical data for the interviewee. Now, a mistake a lot of people make is they want to get their first name, their last name, their telephone number for follow-up questions. This can put a lot of people, kind of not at ease. But just something real basic, like that was a man, mid-40s, had this job. And you can ask those kind of, I don't ask their age. What do you do for a living? You can ask that in a very broad way. Or you could say, would you fall into which one of these categories would you fall into? Professional, government, etc. So you get some of that basic biographical interview data, and then you can group the stuff later. Okay, older professionals tend to like this for a coffee shop, so if I want to get them, this is what I want to do. Young students, they like this in a coffee shop, so I want to get them, this is what I need to do. And so you can kind of group these things together, and you get kind of a good feeling for the pulse of the customer. Great. In our next video, we're going to look at the empathy map. As always, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, that's a like. Hit that subscribe button down below, and if you have any comments, post them down below. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.